Welcome to High Value Blueprint, where bold ideas meet real talk. Today, we're breaking down a controversial Kevin Samuels moment that's sparking debate across the timeline. Let's unpack it, challenge the narratives, and uncover the real truths behind the conversation.
Hello?
Hi, my smoke is
Hold on. Hello?
Hi. Hi.
How old are you?
23.
All right. What's your question or your issue?
Well, this is called More Degrees, More Problems. And I was a communications major. And I want to know why you talk about communications majors.
How long have you been watching my show?
About a week and a half.
What are
And
most okay, hold on. What can you use a communications degree for to earn?
I love that question. Actually, I want to use a communications major because I see myself working with you in Atlanta, Georgia, and actually being able to intern as a transactional analyst so that I can go back to school and carry on work with my communications major.
That's a bunch of words.
And I learned so much from communications major.
But how much money do communications majors tend to earn?
That's why I had to quit. I don't even want to find out.
I don't understand.
I was a sophomore at the University of Georgia, and it was a communications major that I finally declared before I quit.
So you dropped out of school?
I was at the University of Georgia, and technically I am a dropout.
Okay, so I don't understand the question. You said I'm a communications major, and you're asking why I say
the question is, communications is so important in the work.
It's a bullshit degree. No. That's what they don't teach what I do at university.
Exactly.
And hold on, stop. You got a lot to say, and you don't know enough. Communications is a way to get women like you to spend money on college for something that's not going to pay you. Communications, political science, psychology, sociology, criminal justice.
You said criminal justice.
All these things are in the humanities when you should be focusing on science, engineering, technology, math, some sort of professional degree. Criminal communications, you can get that degree anywhere. And what does it do to the bottom line?
I think it's so important in our community. And also
what?
Well, I just want to know too.
To do what? It's important. Okay. You think it's important, but you can't say why.
I can.
Right, because far too many of us want to sound smart when we're saying dumb shit. It's not good. It's not a good degree. It doesn't matter.
I have used 5 tools for communications that I can list off.
Ma'am, you cannot go into the open job market and command a high income. You need high income skills. Competence gets compensated. And see, what you're showing is the example of good marketing.
Thank you.
No, that's a bad thing. It's a bad thing. You guys have been told that because you can string together multi-syllabic words that it's going to impact or do something, and it won't. It's fluff. You need a degree that's going to actually give you some competency.
So why do we talk about bringing all these things to the table? Is that degree something we should bring to the table then?
Who said bring what thing to the table?
I'm not sure if you said this, but this is definitely something that you or the people in my generation, and you kind of mentioned like my age, we always talk about, or they always ask women, or they always ask a man, what can you bring to the table?
Those are two different things.
Because they might bring two different things.
A woman and a man are two different things.
I know, that's right.
Did you raise with your mother and father?
I didn't hear you.
Were you raised with your mother and father in the household?
You said, was I?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what do you plan on doing with your life?
Actually, I plan on taking the communications and not being yet graduated, learning how to use it in my own life and as well as spread it with others, because, like I said, those 5 tools are so important and they're simple in relationships.
Ma'am, you keep saying these are so important. They're not even important enough for you to finish the degree.
Right. Why didn't, so God.
No, God didn't. No, ma'am. I need you to stop worrying about the chat room and Instagram, and understand that you're just being bubbly and trying to sound positive, but it's not making a lot of sense.
It has made much more sense when I quit school, when I put that degree on hold, and I am just.
But what are you going to do with yourself?
So that career path would be super.
What career path? What career path?
Actually, I would love to partner with Young Nails. My name is Alexandria Young, and
No. What are you going to do? Stop trying to promote yourself and use my platform to get attention. I'm not joking, young lady. I'm seeing a woman right now, a young lady who does not know what's going on. You're 23. You didn't finish college. Are you still living at home? Do you have a job? Okay. Then what's your plan for the next step of life?
I actually emailed you requesting written permission for the last live that I saw you on, and I would love to just take that work on.
Ma'am, my content is not a plan for your life.
Your content is amazing. And
thank you, but my content isn't. You don't have a plan.
I'm also not a career woman.
Okay, but you still have to eat and need shelter. Who's going to provide that for you?
And I need to provide for myself.
Okay, well, then let's turn down the bubble. That's what I'm trying to ask you. What are you doing? It's like you're not in school, you're living at home. And you got a lot of things to say, and it sounds like dreams. That's fine, but you need some structure.
I agree.
Where's your father?
He passed today, September 23rd.
He passed when? Yesterday?
Not this morning.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Well, I hope you take some time to think about some of the things that I'm saying. Communications. On the surface, it sounds like something that could be very useful, but it's not something that's in high demand, and
It's not.
And it's easy to attain. So something that's easy to attain has a low value. Accounting would be better than communications, because at least you could do that. You could be a bookkeeper. You could do that from home. It's a very useful skill set.
Thank you.
And hopefully when you have time to decompress and everything else, have some time to think, but you will need a structure for your life going forward. Even though things may be in flux right now, in the next several months, you're going to need a direction, because at 23, you'll be 25 before you know it. Have a good day.
Right. She's 23. And the irony is just too much. A communications major who can't communicate. You can't make this up. Every time Kevin asked a straight question, she danced around it, laughed, tried to soften the blow, and completely avoided giving a real answer. See, that's the problem with so many of these young women today. They mistake talking for communicating. Being bubbly, smiling, and having personality is fine, but communication is about understanding and clarity. It's about being able to hear something that makes you uncomfortable without shutting down or trying to change the subject. And the crazy part is, she actually had a sweet spirit. She wasn't rude, she wasn't combative, but she had no grasp of the real world. That's what makes it sad, not funny. She's been raised in a bubble, in that feel-good generation where nobody tells you the truth because it might hurt your feelings. So now, when she finally hears it, she doesn't know how to process it. That's what happens when your whole life has been built around self-esteem instead of self-awareness. You're told to believe you're special, but never told what makes you valuable. You're told to know your worth, but never told how to measure it. At 23, she's still young enough to fix it, and I honestly hope she does. Because you can see glimpses of humility in there. She's not arrogant, just unaware. But if she doesn't take this kind of conversation seriously, that same naivety that's cute at 23 is going to look delusional at 33. And I'll be real, watching her was frustrating, but also kind of sad. Kevin tried to help her. He gave her clarity, structure, accountability, but she couldn't lock in. Every time he got close to the truth, she smiled and laughed it off. That's that nervous energy of somebody who's never had to sit in uncomfortable truth. You can tell she's one of those women who's used to getting by on charm. She's been rewarded for her personality, not her discipline. And when life starts requiring more than charm, when looks fade, when rent's due, when men start expecting real substance, that's when reality hits hard. But I'll say this, she's different from a lot of the other callers. She didn't try to argue. She didn't try to twist his words. She just didn't know how to think critically. And that's the bigger issue with this generation. We've got too many people educated but untrained, degrees with no direction, confidence with no competence. And Kevin said it best so many times. You can't build a successful relationship if you can't even have a successful conversation. That's why women like her struggle, because men don't want to argue. They want to build. And you can't build with someone who can't communicate beyond feelings. She has potential, though. If she can humble herself, start listening more and talking less, stop trying to win conversations and instead understand them, she could really turn things around. Because the truth is, when you can't admit that you don't know something, you guarantee that you'll never learn anything. And that's the trap so many women fall into. They want to look right instead of becoming right. So my advice to her, stop performing, start processing. Learn to communicate to learn, not to defend. You're 23. You still have time. But that window of grace doesn't stay open forever.